let's talk about the minimal stimulation idea. As what you can tell from the word minimal, so you already know must be something very little, very gentle. So minimal stimulation idea. First of all, let's talk about why we need to stimulate our ovaries. Ladies make babies every month on their own. They never got their ovaries stimulated. Why anytime when we think about want to see a fertility doctor, everybody cannot escape a so-called stimulation of my ovaries. My ovary really have to be stimulated to make babies. And what exactly minimal stimulation IVF? And what is a conventional IVF? Let's look at the picture. First of all, let's see how the whole IVF started. IVF started with the so-called natural cycle IVF. No medications. Just to take the egg out and perform the so-called in vitro fertilization IVF. This is how the IVF started. What exactly the IVF most of the center perform as of today, July 10th, 2020. Here we go. Today, 99.9% of IVF perform called conventional IVF, and you mainly taking daily injection, and that's really what we talk about, stimulation of your ovaries for IVF. What is minimal stimulation IVF? Minimal stimulation IVF, it's got to be minimal. So you mainly taking pills every day instead of injections every day. And you may or may not get very few injections. So in total, you take way less medicine as conventional IVF, but you will get the same number of eggs or a little bit lower, but you will get the same number of good quality eggs. Most importantly, you have the same success rate to have a baby. Now, let me change the subject a little bit. Every time when I discuss with our patient about minimal stimulation IVF or conventional IVF, the first question I will get is that, hey doctor, if this minimal stimulation really so good, it makes so much sense, why so few doctors will do minimal stimulation IVF? And is that something very new technology? Are you taking me as a guinea pig? No, that's what I said. We started 15 years ago, and our first paper published was in October 2010, exactly 10 years ago, anniversary. Like any new revolution, new innovation, it takes time to let the general public to accept, to realize how good they are. Come to medicine, it takes even long time because, as you know, the doctors are called practitioners, meaning that we practice medicine for many years. As a matter of fact, the more experienced we are, less we are willing to change. Because the reason Dr. Zhang being a famous doctor is because Dr. Zhang is very experienced, meaning I know what I'm doing and I'm doing something I've been doing for a long time. So let me just summarize what I discussed today. This is the 10th anniversary of the classical paper published regarding minimal stimulation IVF, regarding vitrification of embryo, regarding transfer frozen embryo instead of fresh embryo, which today is considered as a standard of operation, but 10 years ago, they are considered to be very new. Doctor was not ready to accept freeze all the embryos. Doctor still believe that fresh embryo transfer better than frozen. So these are all changed as of today. But one thing doctor still not quite accept is minimal stimulation. Still very few centers perform. So the advantage of minimal stimulation, why we perform the minimal stimulation, how to prepare a lady for minimal stimulation, I will discuss in next series. I just want to finish my talk with you today about vitrification. Now, you already know today it become a common practice for the center to freeze embryos using vitrification. As I said, 10 years ago, mainly using slow freeze. So now let me explain to you how we become the pioneer of vitrification technology in the United States and what is the difference between this slow freezing, which nobody does that anymore, and what is that vitrification. I give you some bonus information. The vitrification is a fast freezing technology. You basically throw a technology to minimize ice formation in the cells. So this is a slow freezing process. As you can see, once you bring down the temperature, it becomes very cloudy. What does that mean? There is ice crystal formed in the cells, and that will kill the cells right away. And that's why slow freezing is so inefficient way back 10 years ago. VIT means vitrification. This is a revolutionized a fast freezing technology. As you can see, when you bring down this freezing environment below the freezing point, it still looks clear, meaning that there is no ice formed. That's why cells survive very well, and that's why the embryo freeze and the thaw survival rate with vitrification, which everyone uses nowadays, is almost 98%. However, as I said 10 years ago, this is very, very pioneering work. So today, with very sophisticated freezing technology, with very sophisticated embryo testing system, which allow us to transfer single embryo with very high pregnancy rate. And for this reason, why today almost 90% of embryo transfer procedure was done using frozen embryo. That is the reason why fresh embryo transfer becomes so uncommon. I hope you enjoy today's talk or lecture.